Hey guys, Rascal here again with another Warhammer Champions deck tech. This time, we're actually doing Gordrakk. I was tempted to meme you guys, do elves, just 3 order decks in a row, but I figured I'd finally do this. And there's quite a bit to talk about, so let's dive right in. So first off, the champion lineup. There's a lot of different builds you could play. I play the standard double orc boss and a riptooth. I guess I'll go over why I don't play the other ones. So you could play Loudmouth and double arrogant grot boss, but then I kind of feel your Wog Chanter doesn't really have a good home. Like, he doesn't fit well into any of the lanes, because all the cards want you to play an orc that deals damage. Like, sure, you can like play ability that deals damage, play your Wall Chanter here. You're not always gonna have it though. And like, this card's fine. And you can play Wog Chanter here, spin it, get the extra action. But you really would want to just play an orc that deals damage to get this corner. So when you play Wog Chanter here, you're kind of like turning this into Vorus corners. If you know what I mean, like play a unit, ability, play a unit. Which you kind of want, right? And this thing, Wog Chanter is really good here. You just play Wog Chanter. Your opponent wants to remove your plus action, guys. So that if they chop it, it speeds up your quest. So that's why I just like playing this card. It gives your plus action guys, like your slow guys with 4 corners that stand play, it gives them good homes. You also get to start with 34 life with this build. Also, some people play this. I actually have a point left over. I could play this. I just don't want to. It'd be 2 less health because I'd lose the +1 and I get the -1. But that's not like the main point. The main point is, one, you need double beast, so I'm like incentivized to put my Pouncing Wolf Rider here. Which I won't always have like 2 of them. I can't really play more beasts because I'll play a bunch of orcs. You really want a critical mass orcs in this deck. And then you could also just like not have an ability to start this off, so then you're kind of waiting. So you have to like hold your Pouncing Wolf Rider in your hand until you get an ability. Well, you really want to just play out your plus action guys right away. So yeah, that's why I play these 4 champions. And for the blessings, I've tried a bunch of stuff. I've tried like all damage blessings, but the build I'm on right now I really like. So we have the one cruising because it's 12 damage. So if you flip cruising, you're happy. And then everything else is just draw cards. So you can like, if you get a blessing early off your Riptooth, you'll snowball into another blessing until you eventually do hit cruising. So this one's the best. I think this card's broken. It's up to 6 actions. So you like drawing 3 cards is 3 actions, and then for every unit you get to play without spending an action, that's another action. This is also where you want to critical mass units, just so you draw them and get to play them in action sheet more. And then the other ones are just draw 2 with a bit of upside. When Beastly Leap comes out, we're going to be playing that over one of the draw 2s just to draw an extra card. Beastly Leap is like from Savagery, it's Realm of Beast, and you draw 3, and you deal damage to your number of units flipped, and you gain life if your number of spells flipped. So we'll never gain life. We'll deal like a couple damage. It's not as good as Ushering, but it's better than the draw 2s just because it draws another card. So onto the actual actions. You have to be really stingy with your abilities in this deck. Each of our lanes need an ability to quest, and we're only playing 9. So we play Rallying Cry because this card's really good. It lets you like finish off your opponent, or it lets you kind of like action cheat. Like if you have 2 units you're gonna play anyways, this card lets you play them both for only 1 action. So that's going up a card again. It's just really solid, getting to cheat on actions like that. Mosh Pit just deals damage. It's probably the best damage ability Destruction has right now. I prioritize like getting the ability corner with this card as opposed to getting like the 4 or 5 damage, if you have to make that choice. With that being said, I think I might cut this when Savagery comes out. There's a new card. I cannot remember the name, but it deals 3 damage, and then if in a cone the enemy is all engaged, you get to pick it back up. And if you play that card in the corner, you only need them to have 2 lanes engaged to pick it back up. You won't get to pick it up back a lot, or like a lot of the time, But even getting to pick it up just once is like worth it, right? And then most of the time it's just going to be like Mosh Pit, like deal 3. And then also I think discard. Next set might get punished. You might discard like a Sylvaneth unit or whatever. So anyways, onto the non-abilities. We have a bunch of orcs that stack. There's one non-orc in the deck, and it's just because our action guy. And we have 3 guys that don't stack, which are also our action guy, and Big Stabber Crew, just because it's like a 7 damage burst. You can combo with Gordrakk. Yeah, and these cards are like really good. This card's like Flush to Stone. You have extra X corner here. But the upside to this card, as opposed to Flush to Stone, is when you play this, you actually get like quest progression, whereas 99% of the time you play Flush to Stone, you don't get relevant quest progression. And this card benefits from like Oryx synergy you have in the deck, whereas Flush will not. Plus, gaining actions is usually better than drawing cards. It's not strictly better, because Flush to Stone, you get the cards at the start of your turn. Whereas bonus actions, you get the cards at the end of the turn. So if you actually need to draw cards with your bonus actions, you'd rather have them at the start of your turn. But normally, extra actions will be better than extra cards. Just lets you do more with your turn if you need to. Yeah, same with Pouncy Wolf Rider. This card is also really good at questing Riptooth. You play on Riptooth, it'll deal damage. You get a turn to draw up and maybe get an ability or play an ability. And then it'll deal damage again, and Riptooth's already quested for 2 cards. That's why Riptooth's insane. I cannot... Oh my god, I hate this, dude. Cannot scroll down. Alright, this is gonna sound like a bit of a stretch, but I kind of compare this card to Thorns of the Briar Queen. And I know that's like a crazy analogy, but like, just look. So, 2 damage, then 2 damage, so... Thorns is 2 then 3, so way better. And then Thorns leaves right away. It doesn't have this X here. But the X actually isn't that bad. So instead of like denying your opponents their blessings in a cone, this one just speeds yours up because it has stacking. And I know I'm going to get made fun of by calling this card Thorns of the Briar Queen, but honestly, it's like... This card's insane. You'll... Like, the 2 damage up fronted means you could like play this on one of your champions that needs to play multiple units. Like this, and then you can just stack over it, and you're not gonna miss out a lot from it. Like, you'll miss out on the other 2 damage, but it's not as bad as like stacking over this, right? Speaking of which, I'll go to this card. This is also another one of your burst options. Does anywhere from 4 to 8 damage on a spin, depending on how many cards are under it. This card's really good. Again, it's another card to like quick quest. Like, you play it, deal 1, and then it can prevent some damage, and then you just stack on top of it, because these corners aren't that well. Or later in the game, you can play this as, like, a big stack, and then you'll prevent a ton of damage. So it's really flexible. Like, a lot of your stacking guys are, and this card's just really good. And, yeah, we have Savage Stickers. This card isn't that great. I almost never use the ability. I used to play Gore Chopper Brute instead, which I think is like a better card. 5 damage 3 corners, while this is 5 damage 4 corners. But this just has stacking, so we play this one instead. Because stacking's sick, it helps you, quest faster. Even with like the stacking changes, you especially want more stackers now. So that's the deck. I didn't do too much explaining. Let's take this into a casual game, because I do not feel like editing a video. This is just going to be a quick little thing. So I'm just going to go into casual. And I'll play the deck, I'll try to explain it. There we go. I don't think I have game sounds on, but oop. Good luck. So we're on the play. We're going to play an Orc Boss and just play it wherever. If we had Smash and Bash in our deck, we'd want Riptooth like further to the left because of a trick where his... I'm pointing at the screen like you can see if I know you can't. Oop. But his last damage corner, if you like get it, and then flip smash and bash, you're gonna trigger the corners on everyone to the right of him twice. But this little tidbit of knowledge does not matter in a deck because we are not playing smash and bash. Probably just go play this here. I don't want to get like protector primed. It doesn't really matter where I put this. I guess maybe I should have shoved it in the corner, but whatever. Alright, never mind. He put his wizard there anyway, so that's a bit of an oops by him. Yeah, like single wizard, he should have been able to avoid this, but oh well. It's only going to be like a few damage. Like, it's obviously really good for us, especially when we draw this, but still. I am going to need to play one of these here, probably. Yeah, so I'm just going to play this and pass. I like to just... Oh, wow. Okay, that's pretty rough for our opponent. But yeah, like I was saying, I like to draw up a lot in this deck. So I might just Ancestral next turn. Ooh. I wish I had Chop here. Chop would be insane. So yeah, I am just going to draw 3 cards. And... Pew! See ya, Wolf Rider. That's rude. So I've drawn, like, almost all my abilities. More than half. I am thinking if I want to chop this. It's a no-value chop, but it does get me this right away. I don't really have something I could Rallying Cry in right away. And I can't really get to my ability corner here fast enough to, like, chop this. And I hate chopping something like no value. Or, like, no corner. Okay, I got crazy. I was kind of hoping for, like, a draw cards one, but whatever. So he's at a theoretical 19. He's laughing at me. That's so rude. Alright, so I'm just thinking, like, I can mosh pit him. Like, just 3 times down this lane. Sure. Let's just go ham. Yeah, so next time I'm just gonna, like, Rallying Cry these 2 orcs out, spin. Mosh pit him again because I'm getting actions off this. Draw some cards, mosh pit him again because I'm trying. Ow, Divine Vengeance. That's rude. So normally I'd like want to play a unit here, then Rallying Cry, but I want to spin, right? And we're also just like killing him. Also, I'm gonna get the ability corner off the mosh pit anyways. And we gotta make sure we spin before we play our mosh pit. And I think ironically, he would not be dead to this line if we didn't have the Gordrakk. Because we're getting 6 extra damage off it. So I do feel kind of bad. Okay, this might have been able to finish him though. So he'd be at 18 now instead, going to 6. I'm just like calculating if I didn't have this Gordrakk here. So he'd be going to 6, and then I'd be like 3, 5. He'd be like pretty much dead. Not exactly. Yeah, well played. Alright, so that's kind of stomp. I kind of feel bad. But, you know, I didn't want to sit in a rank queue for forever. So, good games.